My liver's all twisted up. But you know what I did? I loaded up with alcohol, more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
Have any saloons down there?
Well, that I don't know.
Has that bum ever smoked a cigar?
I doubt it.
How many cases of beer a day does he drink?
I wouldn't even venture.
Does he do the polka?
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
Oh, wait. You take it to him. No, you. No. You take it. I'm gonna let go. I'm letting go of the beer. You taking it?
No.
I'm letting go.
I'm letting go.
Okay, let go.
Okay, fine. Dad, Bob broke your beer.
No, I didn't. Doug broke it.
So I'm gonna start getting ready for him. I'm gonna start eating 6 pounds of Polish sausage today, increase my beer from a case to a case and a half, and I'm gonna eat a lot of mashed potatoes and gravy.
Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer?
Right here.
You win!
All right, what do I win?
Another beer!
Barney, don't steal any beer while I'm gone.
What kind of pathetic drunk do you take me for? Somebody spilled beer in this ashtray.
Come on, let's go drink till we can't feel feelings anymore.
Honestly, it's called To Hell With My Liver.
Somebody give me a shot.
To hell with my liver. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fucking podcast. It is the Drunken Summit. It is the Kiss-style Drunken Summit. Waiting on our listener, Zach, to get in. He's having problems getting in the chat, so we'll give him some time. We got some fucking time, but he will be here. My name is Izzy Presley, coming to you live from the Hotel California. That's right. We are stuck here, but that's all right. Thanks everybody that donated during my Izzy Don't Play That Shit on Facebook Live. Made like $95. If you guys want to keep donating, izzypresley@yahoo.com is your PayPal. And of course, the Venmo is Real Izzy Presley, and CashApp is $Izzy Presley. Buy t-shirts, all that kind of good shit. Sorry we're late. I had to reboot the fucking computer, but say hi to everybody. We got Phil Shouse, we got Daniel Dekay, we got Gerry Finn. Okay, hold on. Hold on. For some reason, you guys are not coming through.
Check 2222. Hello?
No.
It happens a lot.
You're not coming through on the fucking gimmick. What the fuck is going on here?
What's the gimmick?
Is
that some kind of an app or a website?
The Spreaker thing.
Gimmick.gov.
Gimmick.gov. Okay. Mute. Take that off. Talk once. Just why is this not fucking working? Okay, now hold on. Oh, computers are awesome.
I'm gonna have a shot of whiskey.
Have a
Flaming
shot.
Youth. Flaming Youth. Check 1, 2. Flaming Youth.
I am drinking cold gin and tonic. So
cold gin and tonic. Sunflower.
Phil's jacket is so trumping everything anybody else has.
Hold on. I think I know the problem. Audio video settings on Skype. Speaker, Big Knob Studio. That's why. Hold on.
I'm glad we could be here for your first ever podcast. It was really.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Easy.
Izzy's first rodeo, everybody. Thank you.
No. We got you guys now. It was a simple.
No wonder poor Zach couldn't get online. You can't even get us online. So.
No, it's working now. We got you guys. All right. So how are you guys doing, man? We guys holding up? We all right?
Yeah. I've been asleep the past times. You've texted me to get on and hang out, so I'm awake for this one. So good to see you. It's only 8 o'clock here, so we're good.
I'm not really Gene Simmons. I'm just going to.
What is that mask? Is that one of those?
It's from the original 70s.
Yeah, that's 70s.
Yeah,
that's
the
a real
whole
one.
costume. Holy shit! Wow, that's a great piece of merch, man. That's a great piece of merch.
And I have the costume too.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And I also have this piece.
It's the little bib. It's the plastic one. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cute as well. Is that from the same series?
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm sure this is that one drummer that never made it.
It's
new. Yeah, no, I have. Look.
Oh wow, yeah. That's rad. Dude, that's 7. Yeah, it's like a
shit,
bib.
fuck.
I have those. It's fucking like so
Yeah,
awesome.
'cause, I've got all this interesting stuff, unlike Phil, who's wearing the coolest jacket.
Right?
Yo,
Phil,
I know that's really sick.
Oh,
That's
Phil.
really
that
really sick.
jacket, that is unbelievable.
That's kind of the coolest thing I own.
Yes.
Japanese fan gift. Of course, it isn't one of the real satin jackets. It's a copy, but still, it's pretty awesome.
Super cool. I picked a good one for this hang. I think
That's interesting.
Nice.
It's like one of those. It's one of the rarer parking lot shirts. I got another one. I got another one that I didn't know was really rare until I was with John 5 one night, and he's like, "Yo, give you $800 for that shirt." I'm like, "What?" He's like,
here you go.
He's like, "Yeah, don't you know that's one of those rare Australian parking lot shirts? Like, don't you know it's part of the set of 4?" I'm like, "No, of course I don't know. That's why I cut the sleeves off and wear it on stage."
He loves the Aussie stuff.
Yeah, he does. He's got pretty much everything. So if he ever tries to buy something from you, you know you've got something good.
He bought Ryan Cook's Creatures of the Night tour jersey. He had a white and blue sleeve. Yeah, he bought it from him. Yeah,
it's good. Yep. It's good to sell stuff to rock stars too, because they don't try and lowball you.
Yeah, he'll take whatever.
Yeah.
So you took the shirt off right then and went, here you go.
No, I totally kept it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He told me no one would offer me more for it either, and I'm like, I know, but
and he was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I kept it.
That's great.
You got to keep all that shit. Yes, Bruce, video will be coming in a couple days, so just hold tight. We're recording this, and I have to.
We're all showing shit. Yeah.
We're all showing shit.
Can I show you guys my shirt?
Please.
Yes.
So this is the big face shirt.
I love the big face shirt.
That's amazing.
So the big face. There was the big face shirts when they did the reunion tour, and they each had a shirt, and there was some who's selling more than my face, right? And so apparently one of your bosses, Phil, went get rid of the big face shirts because there was a lot of who's selling more, right? And so there's a whole pile of them in the warehouse. And so a friend of mine who worked for the band gave me the Ace big face shirt.
Nice. I can't figure out why I didn't buy one of those because when I went to both of my reunion shows, they were for sale. I don't know why I didn't get one.
Yeah.
So, one of those things.
My friend Spiro, who used to do merch for the
sure.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Does it have a block letter KISS logo on the back?
It doesn't. It has this. You guys ready?
Yeah. Oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like the coolest shirt ever.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I wear it every day. No, not really. But if I had.
I'm sure there's someone here who will know, but there's quite a few different series of shirts from the 80s that had all 4, the 4 of them tour shirts. They'd have each one would have their own shirt. I remember people collecting, or the Gene one, or the Paul one. There's other ones that are like that. It's not just on reunion tour. There's a non-makeup era where they have 4 shirts.
Yeah.
With Bruce and Eric?
Maybe only Gene and Paul got them though.
Well, no, the Gene and Paul got them because the Gene one was the Paul one on the back. It says something like,
yeah, they have lyrics on them too.
What's it? Life is like sex. The more you put in, the more you get out. Or something stupid
Phil,
like that.
I had that shirt.
And then Gene says something else. It's equally as stupid as that. Is what the Paul one says. But yeah. I don't think Bruce and Eric had one. It was just the Gene and Paul ones.
Right.
Those ones, they had them for all 4 dudes though, right? The one you're wearing, the reunion one.
This
I would have bought the Peter one. I would have bought the Peter one. That's Peter never got his own face merch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody just sent me this Instagram message today. My buddy.
Oh, Izzy's here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Oh, you guys fucking chat, you know. No, my buddy that's in Puddle of Mud. Matt Fuller. Sorry, I was having a fucking brain fart moment. He sent me a message today saying, he's like, dude, I found this shit. Do you want this? I know you're a KISS geek. And one of them was like a Peter Criss race car. Matchbox.
Oh,
Match-
nice.
I
I'm sure it's
have.
not-
I have that whole set.
I have the Ace one right over there. I'm looking at it right now. Actually, I'll get it.
I have the 18-wheeler truck too. You guys seen that one?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. I think those are probably those are newer, right?
This one was I don't know. I think it was Reunion 90.
Like these ones? What about?
Oh, nice.
What about these
99.
ones? Is it this one or is it a different one?
So this one's that's bigger. This was a tiny little like handheld.
Do you guys
like
remember
Hot
this
Wheels.
set? Oh wow. Or just let's just fuck the albums. Let's just flex on Kiss merch for a few hours.
Gerry, stand by. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm waiting, Phil.
Hey, you guys talk. I just got to get a couple things.
I'm fucking loving this. I love this when we have a topic, but then we just kind of like roll off the topic when it's inside the topic. See, that rules. That's where'd it go?
What do you got? Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, you got it.
Oh, nice.
That's
And
good.
the margarita pitcher
Whoa, that's great.
with the tongue. So Ryan has the matching nacho bowl. But
Yeah, but you know what? That's just like him to have that, really.
Yeah. So we get together and have huge parties. So yeah.
See, I was gonna drink out of this like Paul was drinking out of on his did you guys watch his Richard Marx Skype chat the other day?
Yes.
I haven't yet.
Oh, it's so great.
Dude, this is the best part when they're talking about singers and age and yada yada yada. And they're talking and Richard Marx is talking about Tony Bennett and how he still sounds as great as he does at the age of 92. Yeah. He goes, Richard Marx goes, well, let's change it up. Let's talk about something a little bit more rock and roll. Let's talk about fucking Steven Tyler. I mean, he's fucking amazing. And Paul just kind of, why don't we talk about Rod Stewart? And just totally like ignores the Steven Tyler comment. It was insane.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, what's
I wouldn't make that. I wouldn't make that mean anything.
Does he not? I mean,
no.
Like, dude doesn't like Aerosmith, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Of course he does.
I don't know.
You should probably listen to some more Smith records. He'd probably, he'd probably get into it.
Hey, DK, you ready for this one?
Yeah. What you got, Gerry? Oh, Thin Army.
Oh man. Oh, those are great.
You got it? You ready?
Mine's on the back of my phone. I can't show it.
Oh,
I'm on my phone.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a crazy cool Diamonds fan made those for everyone in the band, and Gerry was in Diamonds for one show, and it was that show.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, watch the show.
So
Yeah,
fun.
those are great. That's awesome.
That was a great show to be in. You got a great gift for playing with us for one show.
Yeah. I got overpaid. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Go ahead, Izzy.
Oh, I was just gonna say, why don't we do this? Why don't we go
Sorry,
back to
man.
Getting? What are your first Kiss memories? What got you guys into the band that they remember when you were kids?
Who first?
I'll go first. I was pretty late, considering probably you guys got into them earlier. I was probably a sophomore in high school, and it was just one of those groups that I never did latch on to. My brother wasn't a big fan of them or didn't have any records. That was my rock and roll entrance, was him. So my friend Brad, when I was like a sophomore, made a mixtape for me, actual real mix cassette, and that was the first thing. I'd been taking guitar lessons for a couple of years and couldn't really figure out why what I was practicing didn't sound like Eddie Van Halen. I was getting really frustrated, like he's playing the pentatonic scales. And what am I doing? This is not music. And then I heard like Deuce came on and I just got it. And then the solo started. And then it was like, wait a minute, that sounds like what I'm practicing. Like that's what I'm doing in guitar lessons. Oh my God, I can play this. So I played it, and that was an even bigger thing. So it was a combination of liking, like, of course you knew what they looked like. They were everywhere. You couldn't avoid them. Even in 92, this is like in 91 or 90, it was between Hot in the Shade and Revenge when I got into them. Yeah. So weird time to get into them anyway. And but it just I got everything. I got it, and I was as big of a fan like as I could be instantly. And then I saw my first show was Revenge. Saw 2 reunions, and just it just hit me.
Yeah,
like them and the Beatles are the 2 like biggest influences. Like it wasn't a musical influence; it was a life influence. It was a life-changing event. Like it affected every part of my life. So,
DK, what about you, man?
It's pretty cool because I also I think all of us are gonna have different totally eras and perspectives. So
yeah.
So to set the framework for me, I was 7 years old when Psycho Circus came out. So I had a really cool stoner...
me and Gerry are like, oh my god!
I just want to burp him.
I had a pretty cool my dad's pretty young. Was a small age gap between me and my dad, and he was a pretty cool rocker with a record collection and smoked weed and shit. And so he instantly when Kiss announced that they were making another reunion and that new studio album, he instantly got me onto Destroyer. He's like, hey, this is Destroyer. This is what this band looks like. And I remember being like, obviously that's the cover to fall in love with. I was like, what the fuck is this? He gave me my first record player. So I learned everything on Destroyer, and then Psycho Circus comes out. And then it was just fucking absolute spiral from there. Because that's when I got into Kiss. The merchandising was insane. I could get anything, and I was living with my parents, so I had disposable income. I was like a kid not paying rent and spending all his allowance money on Kiss shit. And it was during 97 to 2000. So there was tons and tons of merch.
Going to Spencer's and just getting everything.
Yeah, dude, literally, I still this entire world behind me is actually my biggest pieces all came from Spencer's in that era.
They had an exclusive deal with Spencer's, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the guitars and the 12-inch figurines and the 16-inch figurines and the little guys and the box sets and the fucking Lego looking shit, all the weird off-brand Lego shit. I got it all there. And then I finally saw my first show. Too young to go to Psycho Circus. Saw my first show in 01 at obviously Farewell Tour, and in Montreal. Drove 2 hours because I lived in Ottawa 2 hours away, and they weren't coming there. Drove 2 hours and saw Kiss. I was a little kid. I was 10, and it fucking blew my mind.
That's insane. I don't care what anybody says about that Spencer shit. There was some cool shit in there.
No one says anything bad about it. It was the best era of Kiss. Better than the Walmart bullshit they did in the last 15 years. Come on, man.
You could get anything you wanted, and there was one place to get it.
Yeah, dude, great. And it was quality too. It was some higher end, nice busts and nice statues and shit. Shit was good, man.
Oh, the busts! Oh my god,
I love that shit. I have all that shit.
The busts were awesome,
dude. The Love Gun dolls, the singing Love Gun dolls, the fucking
I've got the
Destroyer era.
Yeah.
I've got the Destroyer gene where he's on a big fucking man a crumbling brick wall, and he's got a fucking Punisher. It's so nasty.
I used to have the clock with the axe base pendulum.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, dude.
I used to have the blood fountain. I got rid of so much stuff. I moved so many times, it just disappeared.
Yo, I love this one. This is from that era. The snow globes.
Slippers.
The slip. I still have the A slippers.
Oh,
I still have them.
The slippers, dude. That's
I still have the A slippers in my closet right now. Yep,
dude. If you can find those in the bag, unworn, those are fucking expensive.
Yeah,
I've got all the Beanie Babies were all from Spencer's in that era.
But who wouldn't wear them?
Oh my god,
those guys, yeah.
They're not very comfortable. They don't. I'll tell you that they're not very comfortable.
One size fits all.
When I was working downtown Minneapolis, they have these skyways that connect the parking garages and all the buildings all over downtown. And it was middle of winter, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm wearing my jean slippers to work because it was this casual day. So I'm walking through the fucking skyways in my jean slippers, but you're wearing those slippers, so you have to do the walk. He walks in his boots as you're fucking walking. Oh. Yeah. Great.
They make you. The Asians make you fall down too. So all kind of the same. I want to hear Gerry's story.
Yeah, me too.
About my first Kiss thing.
Yeah.
When did you lose when did you pop your kiss cherry, man?
Yeah, your earliest memory.
Yeah, so I remember watching the Paul Lynn Halloween special, right? And so I think that might be the first part.
Zach, how you doing? Turn your camera on, buddy.
It's the guy who paid to be here.
That's right. We finally got him in.
How about that?
How about that? Going all fucking melon on.
Zach, you should pay to come hang out with all of us all the time. It'd be a great idea.
Late to my own party. Enjoying my life.
Well, so was Izzy, so you're all good.
Hey, that's not my fault. There was computer problems.
That's quite all right. That is quite all right. How is everybody?
Good, man. How are you, Zach?
Doing great, man. Just waiting for the cool kids to come over and talk about Kiss.
We are all here. Well, let me know when you get here. We're here, so let me know when they get here.
Is your camera on? Can everyone else see?
Zach, you got.
Let's see here.
Zach, hit your little camera button so you can get the video on there too.
Let's see.
I mean, I'll get rid of Izzy and put Zach in.
There we go.
You can do that?
Yeah, there we go. Goodbye, Izzy. Hello, Zach. Yeah.
Loyal Zach would do. Zach, it's very, very important before we go forward. Any relation to the great, iconic Scott Ledoux?
No.
Do you know who Scott Ledoux is?
No.
He was Canadian.
He was a boxer in Minnesota, and he was always involved with the AWA. He was always the special guest referee. Boxer.
Hey, Zach, how is your last name spelled?
Ledous.
You ever heard of Chris Ledoux?
Yes. Distant relation to Chris Ledoux.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I don't get any of the Garth Brooks money, but I can tell
right. Yeah. Exactly.
that I'm a distant relation.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We can tell.
I came through on the computer now. How about that?
Yeah, look at that. If you go up to the top, and change it to grid view, everybody will be up. Before we go forward here, this is a question off of the podcast feed. Gerry, Steve Connolly wants to know. I can't see it, but on the back of that big Ace shirt, did it have the Ace guitar with the sparkler on the headstock?
Yeah.
It does. All right, cool.
It does, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So Zach, as you were coming in, we were just talking about our earliest Kiss memories. What do you remember about getting into the band?
For me, like everybody else, probably an older cousin or sibling or something. My cousin David, who was like 8 years older than me, and had the 70s stereo with the 70s headphones and the Love Gun poster above the stereo. And he put the headphones on my head, put on Alive 2, and that was it. It was done.
If you guys saw the promo picture, Zach was the one in the Peter Criss Halloween costume.
Dang,
it was the Gene Criss,
nice.
Simmons shirt and the Peter Criss thing.
That's Gerry literally has that costume right next to him right now. That's
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That's the jeans. That's the one, man.
It's right here.
Awesome.
Ready? You ready?
That's why I thought that was Gerry in that photo.
I think I had that one too.
Oh, that's
Dude,
awesome.
You should draw some corpse.
It smells
paint
like
on
incense.
Nice.
Put some like Norwegian black metal corpse paint on it, dude.
Or the Sting Crow makeup for all us wrestling geeks. Of course, I'm using the hotter than hell shot glass for this because it is a drunken.
Oh, beautiful.
I've got some nice Kiss glasses. I'm gonna grab one. I'll just pour my beer. I'll be classy.
Yeah, I got one too.
Cold gin. So for me,
well, I had to decide between cold gin, the classic, obviously, my first love tequila, my second love bourbon, or the I'm not going to embarrass myself tonight beer. So I went with that.
You're going to be the only one who doesn't. So congratulations. Exactly. Good choice, Zach. Yeah.
Well,
exactly. You know, it's fun. It's like my first Kiss memories, and I just remember I got.
We were on Gerry's. Izzy, don't talk to. We were on Gerry's show. Don't cut Gerry off.
All right. Okay. That is with Pat Fontaine.
Hey, look, it's Thomas Thayer.
Oh, God.
Should I pee in that one? I'll put my beer in this one. I'll pee in this one.
There you go.
Can I say something about Tommy Thayer?
Please do.
No. Eddie
Ladies
Trunk is
and
here. I'm sure
gentlemen,
he wants to say
Eddie.
something about Tommy Thayer.
Oh, look at this crew.
Yeah, right.
Hey, dude.
Hello, Eddie.
How you doing, buddy?
This is the first time I've done something like this, and it has to be with Izzy of all people.
Yeah,
I know.
Congratulations.
Just there, we're gonna do it again on Thursday.
Wait, how can I see everybody? I see 4 people. I'm really bad with
If
this
you
stuff.
go up to the top and you'll see that little rectangle drop down menu, you can drop it down to grid view, and that will bring everybody up.
Grid view.
Don't worry, Eddie. It took me half an hour to get here.
The menu thing? I see Izzy now.
Yeah, you see. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so you see where everybody's lined up, the circles on the top?
Yeah.
Okay, right next to that, you'll see a little person with the star, and right next to that is the call layout. And if you just go to grid view.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Ed, we were just talking about our first Kiss memories.
Wait, hold on. Now I need to get rid of this thing on the side. How do I get rid of this that I just opened?
Hit the 3 lines, and it'll go away.
There we go.
It's not going away.
Hey, Phil, stop touching all my stuff.
I'm trying to get. I can't get everybody in here either. I'm having a hard time too.
Anyway, it looks like this.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. The video is going to be great for this. Me hitting the screen the whole time.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure it out too. Don't worry. I'm trying to drag.
Skype.
It's very difficult to drag everyone in. It's kind of bullshit.
No, are we good?
I think we're good. We're fine. And while you guys are figuring that out, first half of the show brought to you by Beater Amplification. That's 2 E's BeaterAmplification.com. Badass rock and roll fucking heads. 3 channels, 100 watts of testicular fortitude. Oh my God. Pretty soon the Izzy Presley TCB1 will be available. I cannot wait. Hit them up, BeaterAmplification.com. They are hand-wired, hand-built, and fucking amazing. They're out of Mankato, Minnesota. Also, our good friends over at Mackie, ladies and gentlemen. Mackie, if you want to get into podcasting, you want to get into home recording, hit up Mackie.com. That's MACKIE. These great studio bundles to get you in very, very cheaply and very goodly. Mackie.com. Check those guys out. So we're pulling out more gear. He's got the functions. I love it. Hey, did you get that figured out yet there, buddy?
No, I can't make the screen full again. The thing on the side it's the Skype menu. It's nothing. It's like I'm seeing the last people I talked to on Skype. I can't make it go away.
I don't know what to tell you, but you can hear us and we can see you.
Wait,
That's all that
no, I think it's happening.
I'm gonna come back in.
Okay, whatever you got to do, man.
God, I'm a friggin' idiot.
That's okay. You're just old.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. I found a new...
No, Eddie's trunk left.
He's coming back. He's coming back. Don't worry.
The trunk, is it?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Zach is here.
Nailed it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nailed it.
The trunk.
Oh my God. So like for me, I don't know what it was that I think I was just we were probably walking through a Shopko or something. And I saw and I probably saw the Kiss record and I told my mom, that looks awesome.
Right.
And then sure enough, Christmas 76. There it was, Destroyer, and it was fucking on.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's where it all starts.
Yeah, exactly. But ironically, that's not my favorite makeup record.
Oh,
mine neither.
Wait, now how many people are on here right now?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including me.
Okay, so 6 including me.
Yes.
Yep.
Who do you see?
Okay.
You got.
I see. I see everybody but Izzy.
Do you see
that's
me?
Great.
Cool.
That's killing it.
That's fine.
That's great.
Okay.
That's what I have too.
Okay.
Yeah, and look, and when this,
Yes,
when
me
this
too.
is-
Yeah, I don't see Izzy either. Oh, I do actually. I see Izzy in a circle.
That's fine. It doesn't matter because when this is recording, it's like when somebody is talking, it'll bring their face up and keep other people up. So it's all good. DK keeps sending fucking screenshots.
No, I keep trying to press the camera button. There's some group thread somewhere with like 100 screenshots in it somewhere.
That's right. So Ed, what was your first Kiss memory?
First Kiss memory, probably when I got my first Kiss record, which would have been, well, Rock and Roll Over was the new record. So I would have been 12. And my friend said to me, we walk by a record store every day coming home from junior high school. And he's like, I'm going to go buy a record by this band called Kiss. And I was like, who's that? And he's like, well, come in the record store. So we went to the bin and he pulled the record out and he goes, this is their new record. It's called Rock and Roll Over. This is the one I'm buying. I haven't heard it yet. So I would suggest getting the one before it first because it's really good. I know that. And that was Destroyer. So getting that first record, which I still kind of remember very well, at 12 was, and buying Destroyer and then dropping the needle and staring at the cover, it's like was game over. Like before that, I was like really, my first really gateway rock band was a band called the Raspberries. That was the first time I heard rock music go all the way, like the distorted power chords that go all the way. That's the first introduction to rock music for me. And then that was like my world as a little kid. And then I found Kiss and it was like, forget about it. That's all that mattered for a couple of years.
Yeah. And actually, Paul loved the Raspberries too. And it was like you could kind of hear that in some of Paul's earlier tunes. A lot of Raspberries
were
stuff.
a big influence on a lot of Motley Crue covered a Raspberries tune. They
Yeah,
covered Tonight. It wasn't on a record, it was a B-side.
Oh, wow.
But they Raspberries had a big influence on a lot of hard rock bands. They were like the Who meets the Beach Boys for people that never heard them. Eric Carmen went on to have huge success as a solo artist afterwards.
Right. Well, you know, one thing that I don't think Paul ever talks about, you watch, like, Eddie, you turned me on to that Born to Boogie, that T-Rex DVD documentary, and watching the live stuff on there and watching Bolin in 72 live at Wembley. It's like, dude, that's where Paul got his fucking act from, because it's everything. It's the head scratch and the strut and the shoulder, and it's all that. But Paul never talks about that.
And Steve Marriott.
You watch that video, that one video of T-Rex doing Get It On, Bang a Gong, whatever British TV show. The way Bolin has a flying V, the way he pouts, the way he talks things to the mic, the way he walks to and from the mic, it is totally Paul Stanley. I think Paul Stanley totally took from him, and Steve Marriott are the two that you don't get that doesn't get the attention.
Yeah, Steve Marriott for sure. The preacher between songs singing the banter. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Bolin. And Bolin was doing Eddie Cochran though. It's funny how you go all the way back to those guys, Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran.
Right.
No, that's not the jacket, is it?
No, it is a repro.
Well,
but it's
badass though.
Yeah, it's a Japanese fan gave one of these to me and Jeremy. So yeah, very cool.
That's amazing. So cool, is there anything on the back?
Yeah, the same thing that they had. This red. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I didn't know. I never saw the back of it, even when they had it.
Oh, that's killer.
Yeah,
that's super dope.
That's what was on theirs too. So he somehow got a photo of the all angles of it. So we made them just like theirs. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, I dig it.
My buddy
got Steven Adler on my back.
I'm glad you dressed up for the show.
That's a weird Kiss shirt.
That's a weird.
Have you ever had Steven Adler on your back?
My buddy Greg Jernigan, who is the producer on Rockline for years and years and years, he's a Kiss geek collector, and he's got the from the Forum, the Dynasty crew jacket. Fucking badass.
Oh, nice.
You guys follow John Five's Instagram, right?
Oh God, yeah.
He's out of his mind. It's amazing. He won't tell me what he pays for this stuff, but I can't even imagine.
He has everything. Yeah.
We were literally talking about his collection earlier. He's the man for that shit, man. He has all the crazy stuff. Him and that guy Darren in the UK. They have like combined. They have like everything. Gene buys shit from them all the time to use for Kissery and shit. They're the dudes. They have everything.
I see where Sebastian is selling off a bunch of stuff.
Sebastian's selling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, when he started going ham with the vinyl, like it's like you always knew if you were on tour, if like the Sebastian Bach band was on tour, you'd always know if they were there before you because like the Kiss section would be cleared out. It'd be in the it's like in the UK there'd be like no import 7-inches left, and I'm like, dude, how are there no? You have every band. How is there no UK import 7-inch style? Like,
I was here before.
Yeah. Sebastian Bach was here.
Kiss.
Fuck, man.
So if these guys can't tour for 6 months to a year, I see Sebastian back in Skid Row for a run. How about that?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, Philip, he lives in Nashville. He knows Rachel.
If both sides sit at home for a year, I think they might look at it.
I'm gonna say no to that.
It's a hard no.
Look, it got close a few times. And I was right in the middle of it at one point. Got really close and then imploded on the launch pad. But I never say never to that, but it's complicated.
Look, dude,
can I tell a story about Sebastian?
Please do.
I play in the Killer Dwarfs, and so in '92, I guess we did the Slave to the Grind tour with Pantera. And we were really at the end of our abilities around financing, and we did a bunch of shows and we couldn't afford a hotel room. And Sebastian bought us a hotel room. And I remember thinking, like, everybody goes, wow, man, this guy's, a dick. He's this. He's actually really, a cool, sweet guy. And he was also the first guy that made me listen to Pantera.
Well, I used to, living in New Jersey my whole life, as I still do, I saw Skid Row before he joined the band. Because, as many people know, they were on the Jersey circuit for a few years.
Sure, yeah.
A guy named Matt Fallon was singing for him. But they were doing 18 in Life and some of those songs.
Yeah.
The
whole first record.
The record was totally written. Yeah. And then I remember, like, and I knew those guys, and they were like really good self-promoters, and they did a lot of stuff around locally to just get the word out about their band. Rob, their drummer, worked for a local newspaper, music newspaper.
Rob was a great dude.
Great dude. So Rob would put, like, they would always be ads in the paper, like they would do all this stuff. And then one day I went to see him, and I have an audio recording of them doing my radio show saying, yeah, we're bringing this guy down from Canada, and we're going to try him out.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. I have the audio. It's on cassette. And they go, yeah, his name's Sebastian or whatever. And I'm like, oh, cool, and then I went, I'll come check it out. And I remember going to see him for the first time with him in this club that they played all the time. And I'll never forget that there were all of a sudden, there were like 3 stretch limos in front of this shitty little club. And I'm like, what was going on here? And every one of them was one of the major record labels. As soon as the word got out about Sebastian, boom, it was like overnight feeding frenzy. It was crazy. Wow. Same songs, same, everything else was the same. Just took that guy in and he plugged them in, and it just went boom.
What a star, hey?
No.
Yeah, he is a fucking rock star.
Oh my God.
There's just no fucking doubt about it. How many Sebastian Bachs did you get in your singer list?
Well, actually, a lot more than I expected so far, but I'm not done. I still have to go back to doing. I just read your list, Izzy. You're number one. Not show up anywhere else.
I know.
That's what, and I said that on there, but I'm almost done with it, and then it'll go out for tomorrow, and then I'm going to do a whole nother day of it on Thursday. I got literally about 800 to 900 emails of lists. It's like nuts.
Awesome.
I want to do another day of it on Thursday, so I'm going to do tomorrow and Thursday. But I just second, because you guys heard Jimmy Webb passed away, right?
Yeah.
I just heard that. Yeah, I did.
Do anybody know what happened? Was it the virus?
No, I don't know.
I don't think so. They said that they don't know they haven't released the cause of death yet. I can only imagine. Especially
I saw somebody said cancer, hell of a drug. I think he may have been ill.
I heard cancer also.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know him well, but I just knew him through all the guys that, a lot of times bands would come in my studio, they'd bring them along with them. And a few years ago when GNR started up again, we had Slash had this dinner the night before it started, and he invited me, and he had Jimmy there, and we had this whole group there, and I hung with him a little bit at that, but I would always joke with him. We did a segment with him on That Metal Show back in the day, and he used to always joke with him. He's like, Eddie, come down to the store and get some clothes. And I'm like, you don't have clothes for fat guys like me in there, man.
Really?
This pants don't even fit up to my knee, man. I'm not delusional. I know that's not gonna fit me. Nothing in that store. It's like, let's find stuff to fit you, dude. I'm like, no, you won't.
Oh my God. Just to put it in perspective, the other night there was like 21 shootings in Chicago, and they blamed that on coronavirus. So this one probably will be too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, come on, it was a joke. First time you guys met Kiss?
For me, it was in 2006 in Japan. I was playing with a group called Morningwood at a festival. And I waited around all day, hung out by their curtain, and finally got like an okay. They came out, and I took photos with all of them, and kind of waited around. And I remember Gene coming out and looking at me, kind of like doing one of these, and he had a robe on and the everything but the lipstick. So he came out, looked at me, didn't say a word. Says hi. Some people walked back in. Paul came out, no lipstick. I didn't say a word. I was very cool. Was calm. I wanted to make sure to get the opportunity because I never knew if I was going to get that again. So, hey, who knows? That was the first time. Yeah.
Very cool.
Who's next?
Gerry.
Can I tell my story? So in 1991, Kilgores were doing the bed tracks for Method to the Madness. And Kiss were doing the overdubs for Revenge, and for me, it was my first record. I was 23. It was like really incredible, right, to be there. Andy Johns was our producer. Bob Ezrin was their producer. And of course, Andy and Bob Ezrin were friends. So we're hanging out, and Trap Records in North Hollywood, you guys might know it. There's like 2 studios. So our bass player, Ron, came in. He had a Gibson Grabber. And he came in and he go, look at this at the back of the headstock. He had the Gene Simmons with the dollar sign, right? Like autograph. I'm like, where'd you get that? He goes, Kiss are right there, right? I'm like, what? Right? So Kiss were doing overdubs, and it's so funny, right? So they were we shared this is in the day when you're writing lyrics on a typewriter. Right. And so Gene was like, do you have a word that rhymes with circumstance? I'm not kidding, right? On a typewriter. And he's in a Gold's Gym sweatsuit. So Andy Johns and Bob Ezrin, have this history, right? So there was this access to what they were doing, and we were privy to Gene singing a song that was about the Incubus or something, right? Oh, I'm the Incubus, right? And we're like, so like 2 years later, when that became a song, I remember calling Ron, our bass player, up and going, it's that Incubus song, right? Yeah.
Unholy, right?
Yeah, Unholy.
Yeah, the Incubus.
It was Unholy, yeah. But for 2 years, it was the Incubus. And Vinnie Vincent was there.
The egg in you.
Vinnie Vincent was there, writing the songs with them, and Bob Ezra. It was, it was very cool to be a part of that for a little bit.
And so,
look,
how many points did you get for that song?
Gerry, I love the fact that that's not like fanboy, like.
Yeah, you have the coolest meeting them story ever.
Like you met them in the studio.
Now we're working together, and also, Bob Ezrin looked up to Andy Johns, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Bob Ezrin made, The Wall, but Andy Johns made there would happen, right? I mean, so it's absurd, right? Around, yeah. But we have videotape. Russ Dwarf and I, Bob Ezrin's. Put your sweet lips a little closer to my hole. Like all these really like funny.
Oh, that's right, because fucking yeah, he fucking videotapes everything.
Russ videotaped everything, and how fun to be around that with Bob Ezrin and Andy Johns and Kiss. And can I say one more bit about that?
Please.
So we had this endorsement with Gibson guitars. We had the coolest guitars, and Paul had these Guild acoustic guitars, and he wasn't endorsed by Guild, but he just said, "Hey man, you should check these guitars out." The next day, he walks into the studio with like 2 guitar cases with these Guild acoustic guitars, a 6-string and 12-string, and if you see that Forever, that video, right?
Yeah.
It's those guitars, right? And Paul was so sweet and so kind, right? He was like, "Oh no, those acoustic guitars are great, but why don't you also consider these as good guitars?" Like there was nothing, right? Yeah. And I'm 23 going, "Fuck!
What?"
Yeah. So,
that was me.
So that's my first real interaction with Kiss.
DK,
so Gerry, Gerry, did you suggest "In Her Pants" to rhyme with circumstance?
I might have. And really, Phil,
and he would have went.
It's an electric
Hey,
typewriter.
Okay.
Right?
That's really good. I might use that in any way you slice it. Part 2.
That's good. Thank you. Yeah.
DK, you're the pup of the group. What about your first Kiss meeting?
I did all the fanboy stuff, like when Gene had his first book, I went to the fucking Barnes and Noble, do that. When fucking Ace was doing club shows in like 2008, I went and like stood outside the back door. I did all that fanboy shit when I was a teenager, and then Diamonds played on the Kiss cruise in 2015, I believe, and before the theater show, they brought us to do like an official meet and greet and photo.
Oh, that's cool.
That was my first time meeting like full band, full makeup type scenario. And it was cool because we were brought in on the pretense that like, yeah, this is the band that's playing on the boat. It wasn't just like, hey, these are people. Photo next. So, I had 8.5 seconds with the band instead of 3 seconds like the people who pay get. So
right.
Yeah, it was cool. That was really, I consider that to be the first time I met the band because it's like, fucking platforms and the goddamn war paint was on. It felt like meeting Kiss. It was very cool.
I've never met them in the makeup ever.
In the photo we got, I like immediately grabbed the between Gene and Paul spot, and I make like all the other band members stand with Tommy and Aaron. And it's like, dude, it's me and Priya like arm in arm between Gene and Paul, and literally like I've never seen myself smile like that before. I'm like 12 years old. It's hilarious. It's fucking hysterical.
That's awesome. Zach, you're the only one that's like not in the industry here. What is you? Have you met him? And what was your experience like?
I've never met him. I've seen him several times. I guess the one cool thing that I've done.
There's a price you can pay to fix that, though.
I got the drums downstairs, and I've already made the offer to Izzy. Whenever
if you got a checkbook, you can fix that.
I know what pay to play is all about. Trust me.
Pay to meet.
So, the one thing that I've done, I guess, is a little bit unique compared to some people. Is I saw Paul Stanley on his solo tour in '89.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw him at a place called the Boathouse in Norfolk, Virginia.
Eric Singer.
Eric Singer and Bob Kulick.
Yeah, I saw
and Gary Corbin on keyboards.
And
I bet Eddie was there probably.
I was actually passing through. I stopped at a record store. A buddy of mine, we were traveling, and I wanted the new Warrant album, which was their first album, on cassette. So we'd have something to listen to. And the guy asked me, he said, "Are you going to the show tonight?" And I said, "Well, what show tonight?" And he said, "Warrant's playing down the street, opening for Paul Stanley." So pulled the car over.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome.
That's
Dude,
cool.
That's sweet.
How was it?
Pretty awesome.
Cool.
It was awesome. What was really weird is, hold on. I've got this right here that I love. That's probably still out of print, but Eric Singer is one of my favorite drummers.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Yeah, Badlands.
Was that the Badlands record with Jake and
That's
shit?
the first Badlands.
It's out of print forever. And we'll
Hell
never-
yeah.
You know the story about that?
I saw them on tour with Great White and Tesla. So I'd seen Eric Singer twice before I got to see him on the Revenge tour, but he's one of my favorite drummers ever, and it was awesome to see him in a club setting like that.
I'm gonna speak up now and be.
Please
do. But my roommate used to be Dave Spitz. I used to live with Dave Spitz.
Oh, wow, no way.
Dave the Beast Spitz.
Dave the Beast Spitz was my roommate. And when I lived with Dave in North Hollywood, Eric Singer lived right across the street. And this is right around when Dave gave up sort of playing. He played in Impala Treat. He played all these bands. Eric was in KISS, and Eric would come over, and he was like, I have to sign 1,400 things, right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
wow.
Yeah.
There it is.
I knew I had it. I knew I had
Hold
it.
on to it, never to be in print
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, man.
Eddie, Eddie, I think Eddie has the ultimate whip your dick out. Fuck you. I'm going to one up your meeting KISS story. The Eric Carr story.
Oh.
In the hotel.
Yeah,
the greatest of all time.
There's a million. Well, I got a bunch of weird variations on this story, actually. So the technically the very first time I met KISS is a crazy story. I was supposed to be going. The Creatures of the Night tour was such a debacle in terms of attendance that they never played the New York market, and we knew that they weren't playing New York. So my friends and I decided. So Creatures was what year? 82? 3?
Probably, yeah.
83, okay, so I would have been like 18.
82, yeah.
So I would have been like 16, 17 then. So a bunch of friends of mine, a bunch of friends that were older than me, and they said the closest they're playing is Worcester, Massachusetts. So we said, let's take a road trip and do it. So I had tickets ready to go, 16 years old. My buddies were like 20. They were going to take me, jump in the car. And 2 days before I was supposed to leave for the show, I had an appendix attack. And I went in the hospital and I had my appendix out. And there were complications with the surgery. So I was in the hospital for like a month. And it's a long story. But what happened was, unbeknownst to me, I was missing the KISS show. I was so bummed out. My mom, remember, I'm a kid. My mom knows, what a big KISS fan I am and how upset I was I couldn't go. And also that I was in pretty bad shape in the hospital. So she sends a note, unbeknownst to me, to KISS's management, finds him somehow and sends a note with this sort of sob story letter about her son. I wasn't in the business or anything at this point, about her son who missed the KISS show, was driving to Massachusetts, and they're not playing New York. And I don't know, I think she just said something like, could you let me know when they'll play New York so I can get him a ticket? It was just something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she got a letter from KISS's management back saying, we'll let you know when they play in your market again, and we'll let him meet the band and give him passes. So the next time they played was, of course, Lick It Up. And the funny thing is the management just assumed, since I was going to Worcester, that I lived in Massachusetts and not New Jersey. So they set me up for the show in Massachusetts at the same venue. So I was like, screw it, I'm going. So a year later, I drove up with my same friends, and we were in the hotel, which was right next to the venue. The most freakish thing, and there's a photo of it in my first book, we're in the hotel, we're tailgating in the room, we're having beers. I'm like 18, I guess at this point, whatever. We got the door open. We're playing KISS music. It's 2 hours before the show. We hear a knock. We turn. It's Eric Carr in the doorway.
No.
Whoa.
Really?
Like the most bizarre thing ever. Like I said, there's a photo of it. I could find it, but
you got to be kidding me, Eddie.
what the hell?
Wow.
He goes, hey, man, turn that music down. Like, people that know, he was the greatest guy in the world. He became a good friend after this, but he was the greatest. And we were like, oh, my God. He came in the room. We were drinking Michelobes. He opens a Michelob, hung out. We all took pictures.
Oh, cool.
You guys
That's
are setting the show,
cool.
right? Like, yeah. And then I go, I even have passes. So I had some fifth level after show thing, but it was like the greatest thing in the world to me,
Oh, yeah.
And then I go to the show, and after the show, I'm in the hallway, and Eric came by and said, hey, man, keep it down tonight. I got to sleep. I'm staying down the hall. He's the best guy. I think I met Vinny very briefly. Gene may have walked by, but it wasn't like a full-on, it was just kind of like access to the hallway.
Right.
100 yards down from the door sort of vibe. So, and then they did a signing for Lick It Up at the Sam Goody's in New York at Radio City. And I still have that poster signed because I had a poster of the album cover. I had him sign that. So that was like the first thing. But what's really weird for me is that, of course, everybody knows that from there, a few years later, I started working for a label and began my whole, to this day, relationship with Ace.
Yeah.
But so I met Kiss in various incarnations since then out of makeup. But this was all through like the 80s. So I didn't have I never met them in the makeup and costume as the Kiss I grew up with. Right. And I got an amazing, I want to hug the time this
All right, Eddie, you
so
win.
cool.
Have a good night.
That's awesome. That's cool.
You win. Good night.
This is great. So I go to I end up, working with Ace and doing all the stuff I did with Ace. Of course, that's all out of makeup. So I just think of Ace as the guy I've known at this point for like 15, 20 years as Ace. Never saw him in the makeup, never saw him in the outfit, nothing in person. So I go, Kiss reunites, 96. I went with Sebastian Bach, actually, to the press conference at the Intrepid. Sebastian was so out of his head, I had to keep telling him he wasn't about to see a concert. It was just a press conference. And I'm like, dude, but they're not playing.
Stand by.
It doesn't matter.
He was just out of his tree, like nuts about it. So anyway, that was the first time I saw Ace come out. And here's the guy that at this point I knew like for 10 years. And now I see him as Ace. And it was just really bizarre. And then afterwards, they brought me back behind this curtain. And I just couldn't even connect with him. It was like the fact that all of Kiss was there was weird. But, here's this guy at this point I signed and worked with, but he was completely the other guy. Not that he was acting different. I just couldn't process it. It was just like, it came full circle on me, like, holy shit, like, the guy I've been friends with for 10 years is actually Ace fucking Frehley. Like, that's ridiculous, but it's a
holy
hard
shit is
process when you're in that moment. And then the last part of this is hysterical. And Philip, you playing with them, you can relate to this. So he invites me to. They played the Spectrum in Philly '96. He calls me up. He goes, come down, check out the fucking show. Come early, whatever. So I get in the car. I drive there, and there was this girl that I was seeing. And I'm like, I'm gonna bring her to the Kiss show, and introduce her to my friend Ace or whatever. So we go in, he leaves me the passes. I go right in the hallway, guy grabs me. Oh, he wants to see you. He's in his dressing room getting ready. They all had separate rooms at this point. He was in his own room. So I walk in the room and he's got the makeup like pretty much on and he's putting the shit on while I'm sitting there with this girl that I took. And I'm just, it's only me and her and she's kind of like didn't really get the whole thing.
Right.
And Ace is like getting ready and, putting the stuff on. For the first time in front of me, I'm watching this and I'm just like, he's like, so how's everything, whatever, talking. And I swear to God, he turns around. I don't know if you'll be able to see the camera. This is my favorite things ever. He's in the mirror, fixing himself. He's going like this. And I'm like geeked up in my mind that I'm about to see Kiss, the original band.
Right.
And I'm sitting on a sofa behind him with this girl that was like, only the second time I ever took Anyway, he turns around at this point now in full costume, and he looks at me and he goes, he looks in the mirror, he adjusts himself, like, then he looks at me, he comes up and goes, Eddie, look at me. I look fucking ridiculous. And he's like, here I am thinking it's the coolest thing in the world. And in his mind, here's a guy who's like 45 years old. He's got to put this outfit on. And he's like, what am I doing? I look fucking ridiculous. And I'll never forget it as long as I live. He
That's
probably
hilarious.
remembered, but I'm just like, oh my God. He goes, I gotta go. I'll catch you after the show. Out.
Let me ask you guys this: as a group, did you get more geeked out about Kiss Unplugged? And I know Ed, you were there. Did you get more geeked out about that, or about when they came out in the fucking Grammys?
Well, I didn't see the Grammys happen. That was kind of, it wasn't really announced, but Unplugged was
I was
pumped
crying.
and advertised.
I was fucking crying.
I was totally, yeah, that was amazing.
Nobody else. Well, being at Unplugged was the energy in that room when those two guys walked out. The minute it happened, I was like, "Goodbye, Carnival of Souls." And I loved Bruce and Eric Carr and Eric Singer. I loved all them. But I'm like, it's that there's no way they can ever go back to that. It was an avalanche, which, by the way, is why to this day, and I put a big post on Instagram about this the other day, but to this day, I firmly believe the reason why Gene and Paul refused to even play one song with Ace and Peter at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was because they knew the same thing would happen. They lived that at Unplugged. Because think about it, they had a new record ready to go, Carnival of Souls. They had no intention of doing that. And that avalanche was so enormous, they couldn't go back.
Right. Well, look, I also think, though, too, that I think by the time the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame come around, they knew that Peter couldn't do a fucking tour.
No, but I'm just talking to play two songs.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it, but
not even in makeup. Just go
no,
out and play.
Look, Ed, I get it. I'm just saying that even if that avalanche would have happened, I think everybody, as Kiss geeks, we knew that Peter couldn't do a full tour. Peter couldn't do that, even if they
even wanted to deal with it.
Right. No, I get it.
Dude,
Jerry.
That theory, Eddie Trunk, that's the money theory. That's what I've always said. All my friends are always like, dude, Kiss is going to do this thing, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, not a fucking, look what happened at fucking Unplugged. It was a family affair, and it turned into that lineup getting fired and the band getting back together.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Well, look, if I could, for a second,
please
defer to Phil Shouse, who actually gets to play with Ace and Gene, right? And so we can all be speculative about how these things work around music. Phil.
Yes.
Oh, Phil, have you ever met you?
So Phil. No, but really, Phil has an insight that none of us.
Ironically, you can see our first meeting at kissonline.com.
Click my cod piece and $99. We weren't privy to anything when they were doing the end of the road stuff. We kind of knew when it was happening, when everybody else happened it, when everybody else knew what was happening, and Gene would go, look at this, and he'd show us like some crazy like pyro thing, like I was saying. We didn't know anything. We were with Gene actually and Ace when that was all kind of, because that was when we were in Australia together.
Wait, where do you guys
when it was kind of all getting work.
Hall of Fame?
Or the end of the road tour.
Hall of Fame, right? We were, right?
He's talking about
Yeah. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We didn't even. We didn't start playing with Gene until 17. So it's been a few years. Yeah.
I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I can tell you for a fact that the reason they didn't play is because Gene and Paul insisted on playing with the current lineup. Ace and Peter. I was literally involved in these conversations from Ace and Peter's end. with the Hall of Fame, so I know this for a fact. Gene and Paul refused to play with them. They wanted to play with the current band. Ace and Peter said they're not being inducted. We're not going to sit there and watch two guys in our makeup who aren't being inducted and sit at the table while we watch them play our night. And that was the standoff. And basically the deal was the only line in the sand that Ace and Peter could draw was to say, if that happens, we don't show up. And there's nothing more that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does not want than an inductee to pull a no-show. Right. So that was the only thing they could threaten. So the compromise was, okay, nobody plays. And that's why it happened. It really was great.
Hold on. I got a message on the live audio feed. Brian Richards, who Eddie, he calls into your show every once in a while. Did you get to the press conference on time, or you're late because Sebastian fucked up the time zone and something tells me Eddie got laid that night in Philadelphia?
Oh. Don't remember what happened. The girl was not all that interested in Kiss. She's like, she didn't get the whole thing. So no would probably be the answer there. And Sebastian, the thing I remember about Sebastian is he put me in the back of his Jaguar where I could barely fit to drive me into the thing for the press conference. But no, we were on time for that. Trust me.
All right. Hold that thought.
The Hall of Fame thing was, that's exactly what happened, and that's why nobody played.
Right. Hold that thought. I'm going to take a short 2-minute break. Be right back with more of the Kiss Drunken Summit. We got Gerry Finn with the Killer Dwarfs. We got Phil Shouse from Ace Frehley and the Gene Simmons Band. We got Daniel Dekay from Exciter, from the Diamonds and Banger Films. Eddie Trunk is in his ass. And listener Keith, I just said Mr. Ledoux, Keith Ledoux, Zach Ledoux, Zach.
It's okay. It's a drunken
Zach. I've had a couple shots of Jack. You got
Zach's never been mistaken for Keith Richards.
I got you. For some reason, I got Zach Ledoux and Keith LaRue mixed up. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever. We'll be right back. It's another fucking podcast.
Rockwood Saloon Authentic Apparel takes rock and roll fashion to a new level with their tees and tanks for men and women. They also make custom shirts, jackets, vests, pants, hoodies, beanies, and more. The Rockwood Graphics Department can design anything from your logo, t-shirt design, promo posters, band swag, and printed at great prices. From tour shirts and custom stage gear to killer threads for the street to the stage, Rockwood Saloon has it all. Rockwood Saloon, authentic rock and roll apparel for stage and street. World tour tested for quality, comfort, style, and durability. Check them out at www.rockwoodsaloon.com. That's rockwoodsaloon.com.
If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
Retro Arcade brings Minnesota and surrounding areas arcade games from the days gone by. All of those great games from pizza joints and arcades are available in cocktail units and custom machines. Dozens of favorites from your youth in one machine to complete your game room or man cave. Retro Arcade also sells and services your favorite pinball machines. Find them at facebook.com/80arcade. That's facebook.com/80arcade. Retro Arcade. Your youth is just one click away.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tom Arnold. I like fat women and cocaine. And you're listening to Izzy Presley here on another fucking podcast. And I know Izzy from Cocaine Anonymous meetings. I've actually seen him at the meetings with Ace Von Johnson from, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but Ace has got a bad coke problem. And his sponsor is Josh Todd from, and again, I shouldn't say this out loud, but Josh is his sponsor for Buck Cherry. He's addicted to upskirt porn. And they're both being sponsored by the Eagles. the whole band, the Eagles. Anyways, another fucking podcast right here with Izzy Presley, and call your sponsor. Fucking it.
All right, second half of the show brought to
The
you
last
by
thing in Europe before
A&P
everything got shut down.
Laser. A&P Laser, everybody. Check out aplaser.com. You need anything laser engraved, hit them up. Mother's Day is coming up. You love your mommy so much. Get her something special. Get her something personal. Oh, shit. Might help if I actually unmute myself when I do this. Second half of the show brought to you by AP Laser, everybody. aplaser.com. Check them out. You love your mommy so much. Mother's Day is coming up. Get her something special. Get her something personalized. Hit up aplaser.com. These guys are so good. Yes, they will laser engrave your handcuffs, you kinky motherfuckers. They will laser engrave your fucking sidearms because you're a badass motherfucker. They will also laser engrave, yes, your hot dog guns. You're a fat motherfucker like me. And hit them up. aplaser.com. Get your mommy something special. And also, John Palumbo. We love us some John Palumbo. John Palumbo.
I love John Palumbo.
Hold on. I'm going to unmute you guys. All right. John Palumbo Design.
I love John Palumbo.
You have a band. You have a business. You have a website you need done. Hit up our good friends, John Palumbo. He can do anything you need. John Palumbo Design.com. All right. So we were kind of like in the the fucking the Hall of Fame thing and yada yada yada. Let me ask you this, because we were kind of talking about the reunion and about Kiss Unplugged. If Carnival of Souls would have came out, would that have been the end of the band?
In what way? Like they would have
like instead of the reunion, if Carnival of Souls would have came out, would that have ended Kiss?
Yes, of course it would have. Yeah, that was the grungy version of, them trying to be a band. Yes, yeah, awful, terrible.
You've never had a version of Kiss again? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, would that have been the end of Kiss? If that would have killed Kiss?
Have ended?
No, I don't agree.
No,
I think it might have knocked them out for a couple of years, but just like Unmasked didn't, they come back from it.
I think it might. Yeah, the reunion might have happened after, but I think the reunion was kind of inevitable. So,
yeah.
Or even they might have made another great they could have made another great record without the original members, without makeup, like Revenge was, or something like that. I don't think that a band that has that massive of an established fan base, even if they made a record most of the fan base didn't like, it would have taken them out for good.
I felt like they were going to do one tour, reunited, makeup and everything, and then probably go back to Kulick and Singer. That's what I was thinking was going to happen. I didn't realize they were going to do it for as long as they did.
That could have literally been a plan at a certain point, but it would have never happened once they saw what happened with the original lineup being back.
Right. Yeah. Right. When you sell out Tiger Stadium that fast, it's like, yeah, Bruce and Eric are like, fuck it.
Right.
I think that was even a surprise to them. They had a feeling it was going to be successful, but the reason that how big it actually was kind of okay. So, yeah.
I also, just for the record, I think Carnival is disproportionately bad compared to what Revenge was. Like, Revenge is fucking sick and Carnival's not. And I think it's like it was really a misstep. Had that lineup had to stay together and reunion not happen, like they would have bounced from that. They could have done another Revenge. Carnival was just not
my thing about Carnival is it's like I don't think it's a bad record. It's just not a Kiss record.
Well, it's not awesome though. Even as like people always call it a grunge record, and like I love grunge. It's not a great.
There's some decent tunes on there. It's not fucking terrible. It's not fucking fast.
I don't hate the record. I mean, there isn't. I mean, there's not a. I mean, haven't heard the last two Kiss records outside of the singles, but that aside, there's not a Kiss record I hate. I mean, there's something I like about every single one of them.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. Point. So there's stuff on Carnival like Rain and Jungle. I think is a really cool tune.
Master Slave.
Master Slave and Hate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not. Here's the other argument about Carnival, right? So that record was totally shelved, and the label checked out, and it didn't even come out till a couple years later. because it leaked and they were on the reunion at that point. So the label literally just threw it out because there were leaks out there. Think about the other end of it. What about if the reunion thing didn't happen and the label would have put full weight behind Carnival and breaking the new Kiss? Would it have been looked at differently? Would Jungle have become like a semi-hit? I mean, the record, whether you like it or not, from a marketing and promotion standpoint, didn't have a chance because it was literally thrown out as an afterthought.
Right, but actually, Jungle
was
didn't
a
do
hit
that
single.
bad on the charts as far as a rock single, did it?
No, Jungle charted, man. It was like in the top 10, 100%. That had chart action. I recall this 100%.
Well, maybe top 10 of some tertiary chart, but not the Hot 100.
Was that even the final mix of that album?
I don't know. I mean, I have the CD of Carnival of Souls. I mean, there's nothing even to the packaging. It's just they literally just threw it out.
Right,
It's
right.
like a J card in. It's like one single insert. It's like a stock photo on the cover. There was nothing put into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the mix from it, but I thought that there were some cool songs on it.
I heard they put it out just because it got leaked, and so
Yeah.
many people were buying and I guess somebody in the band leaked it. I'm not going to say the name.
Really?
but,
Never heard that.
I'll tell you guys when we're off the air.
It's disproportionately bad to Revenge, though, is my takeaway from it. Because I think Revenge is fucking brilliant, man. I love it.
I'm Eddie. Hold on, Eddie. Hold on, Eddie. I'm with you on this. I think Revenge is vastly overrated. I think it's very good, but you got some shit on there like God Gave Rock and Roll to You should have been left on the Bill and Ted soundtrack.
There's stuff. I like Revenge. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's really overrated in my opinion. But but there's a lot of people that love it, so it's just subjective.
I mean, it was a heavier record, but it still had the Kiss swagger. And Carnival of Souls really didn't have any swagger at all. It was just kind of like it was sludgy.
No, it's Bruce swagger.
And Bruce Kulick fucking played his ass off on that.
Bro, Heart of Chrome, Tough Love, that's all Bruce swagger, all that wah everywhere.
Killer.
Fucking like the rat chords all over the place. Like, dude, it's like Bruce swagger.
Still had the rock and roll attitude, still had a lot of swagger. Yeah, felt good.
Well, listen,
look,
when I was there
Please.
around the Revenge sessions, I don't think it was like that guy that Eric, what's his name, that drummer? But I think all those drums are programmed on Revenge. They're not real drums. They're and Andy Johns and Bob Ezrin were like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna program these drums.
That was just the Newfoundland mix, man.
No. We're gonna be on Blabbermouth tomorrow.
Andy Johns wasn't involved in Revenge. It was Ezrin though.
Yeah, it was. Yes, that's true. And Andy and Ezrin were in the same room, and there was not. They brought Eric Singer in after the fact, but it was like one of those first times that they programmed drums on a record, which is Revenge. That's not a real drummer on that record.
Well, I never heard that before at all, but I do know that
no one has.
I do know that.
I'm telling you right now. I know. I was there.
I do know that Hot in the Shade, that those drums were, a lot of those were programmed, and that was actually done super on the cheap in a demo studio because I was close with Eric Carr at that time, and we were hanging out, and I remember how completely bummed he was about what the drums were going to sound like, and the fact that they were making a record with like 15 songs on it on a shoestring budget in what was basically a demo recording studio in LA. And I remember I picked him up once. I was in LA and he's like, I can't believe what these guys are doing, what this is going to sound like. He goes, my drums are just shit. The mix is shit. And I was like, wow. And he's right. I mean, Hot in the Shade should be 5 songs less and totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to see remixed and fixed.
Right. Do you think they thought that it was like getting towards the end of that time and that's why they fucking did it like that?
I know for a fact that Bob Ezrin said there was no real drums. There were programmed drums on that record.
So on Revenge.
On Revenge. Yeah,
Wow.
and they brought in a guy like Eric. What's his name?
Someone call Bob Ezrin right now.
Yeah, I'll call him up.
You know what?
I
know you could.
Those
That's
drum
why I
tracks
said
were
it.
not. Yeah, and when Eric Carr died, we were all in the parking lot together, right?
Uh-huh.
It's sad now about this, but we all got the call that he died. He did not play drums. Eric Singer did not play drums. It was Bob Ezrin had the drum tracks the first time, like post the Black record, Metallica. The drum tracks were not a real drummer. Yeah.
So you're saying
I've
the
never heard
drum
that.
machine on Kiss Revenge?
It's not Eric Singer. It's not Eric Carr. It's them programming the drums.
I'm emailing Ezra right now.
I was there.
I love this.
I was
This is
there.
awesome.
Dude, we are gonna get on Blabbermouth.
I respect it. I love it.
Yeah, I was there,
This is
Eric.
Kiss. We don't fuck around.
This
I
is
know.
cold case files, NCIS, this
And-
is everything.
Yeah. I
And
fucking love this.
even and Andy Johns and what's his name? The guy who produced that record.
Ezra.
They were together, like hugging each other, going like, "Can't believe we're doing this," right? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna see if he responds. The email is out.
Yeah, baby.
Because I can't believe that.
No, wow. Of course you can. No one has ever heard this except
Right.
for Gerry.
I was
Gerry's
there, man.
leaking top
I was
secret
there. I was there, and I was there.
This will get your name in the paper.
Gerry, you're going to be on Blabbermouth tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, it freaked me out, man. It freaked me out to be there and be a part of that, right? Because, of course, all I wanted was to be a part of Destroyer and Russ Dorff, of course, who you guys know. He brought in, like, the albums, right? And so we had Gene and Bob Ezrin and Paul sign them, you know.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Hey, I got a question for the Canadians here on the panel. So was Kiss as big of a thing in Canada as it was? Daniel, you're a lot younger, but
Eddie, I'm 29 years old. I don't know, like, you want to hear about the Psycho Circus stats? Like,
29.
Yeah.
29.
29.
You've aged in the last 2 weeks.
Dude, I've got socks older than you.
What was Kiss like a phenom thing back then, like what they were in America in the 70s? Like, does it feel like that?
I don't know, like, Gerry fucking knows this, but like even
Hey,
he's like
Gerry,
a Kiss,
Gerry knows. Gerry's old.
but like Kiss historian type. I mean, when I read about like the most legendary Kiss tours, it's like the Can-Am tour. It's like they always were huge in Canada. They did tons of Montreal, Toronto, fucking Quebec City, Vancouver. Like they were always in Canada.
I just wondered if it was like the same mania that it was here. That's all.
Jerry, you know. Jerry, how
was
big
it?
was Kiss in
To
the
me, it
70s
seems it
and
was.
up there?
Well, can I tell you a great story about Kiss? Jesus, boy, I don't know. Motherfuckers.
Bruce, hold on. Bruce checking in on the podcast live feeds. Yep, one of their biggest markets after the States. First place they played in Canada was Edmonton. So,
yeah.
But you know, like in 77, 78, they were considered, that Gallup poll, the most popular band in America. I just didn't know. You see bands sometimes, like there's tons of stuff in Canada that didn't translate here and vice versa.
Sure.
I know that in Canada it was popular.
Yes.
Just trying to figure out
April
what's
Wine,
as
baby.
big.
April Wine.
Yeah, so you know, so the bass player in the
Kick ass.
The bass player in the Killer was
Kick
Ron.
ass, dude.
He grew up in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. So he was there on the first tour, Cheap Trick, Kiss. This would be, I guess, 1974, Eddie? Right? Something like that?
That would have been a little early for Cheap Trick because their first record didn't even come out till like 76.
So the first time that Kiss toured through the Eastern Canada with Cheap Trick as the opening band. No, it wasn't. It was 74, 75.
So was that
maybe
Rush?
75.
Yeah.
And
so Ron, our bass player, he went and he made a Gene Simmons shirt, something like what I'm wearing right now. And he went and he was like, I guess 12, right? And he met them backstage, and Gene goes, hey. And Ron said his memory was he was touching his spiky things, like right? Touching the spiky things. And Ron goes, I made the shirt about you, you know? And Gene took the shirt, and Ron walked home with no shirt on. Right? And yeah. So when Cheap Trick opened up for Kiss, the East Coast of Canada, it was probably 75.
That would have been before the first.
Maybe it was before the first record. I think I look, maybe they got signed and they fucking put them out on tour before the record came out.
No, the first record was in 75. That'd be Harder Than Hell.
No, we're talking Cheap Trick.
Sure.
The first Cheap Trick was 77, wasn't it?
No.
Could have been even that late.
If only hold on. If only there was this device.
Yeah. Well, all right. We're all using it. You're on one. Hey, Gerry and Daniel and Eddie might know this too. So since Rush was 70s, yeah. So since Rush was out before then, were Kiss and Rush doing the Canadian runs together also?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
Rush. Gene Simmons always talks about how they took out Rush. They were the first guys that took out Rush. He always talks about it.
Yeah. They had the first record.
Gene talks about it.
Statistically, Rush opened more shows for Kiss than any other band. They did like 2 tours in the early 70s together. Like early on in the history of that metal show, I had a show where we used to do 2 shows in one day. So I had Ace on one show, and the other show was Geddy and Alex.
No way!
Those two saw each other in the hall.
Unbelievable.
And it was like 40 years just came rushing back. I got a photo with all of them together. And there was such a bond, and they were just cracking jokes, inside jokes to each other from like what they would do back in 74. Like Ace told me that Alex Lifeson used to always wear a paper bag over his head.
The bag,
a paper bag, and Ace would just cackle like, because it just.
Gene fucking hated that character.
Oh, is that right?
Gene hated the bag, and Ace loved the bag. Yeah.
He seemed to like it more, but Gene hated it.
Bruce checking in on the podcast live feed says February 4th, 1974, Edmonton, Alberta, as the opener, first Canadian date for them. I'm trying to find out who they're opening for.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's deep back in the first record.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah, because that was like right around when the record came out. Wasn't it like early February 74 when the first record came out?
Yeah, it was early 74. I think they put out the first 3 in 74 and 75, right?
Yeah.
And they put out 2 in 75, yep.
They put out two a year for the first 3 years.
Right. So there was 2 in 74 and then 2 in 75. The second one.
Shit. Counting the 3 counting Alive in 75. Wow. Bands used to fucking work that.
No.
2 in 76, man. Just Destroy and Rock and Roll Over both come out in 76.
Right. In 75, it would have been Dress to Kill and The Lot.
That's insane.
74.
Well, Hotter Than Hell 74 also?
Yeah, it's got it.
Oh,
yeah, 74 was Hotter Than Hell. If you look from, I think it's 83 through 88, Kiss came out with a record every year, either in September or October, and toured for every one of them.
No, it's amazing when you look at that, like Destroyer and Hotter Than Hell, 76, and tours. You know,
it's crazy.
Not just them, the Beatles too, but everybody used to work like that back then. You know,
think about this, right? Like the shelf life, like the time of the classic Kiss, like the whole mania of Kiss was really all happened in a 5-year period, 74 to 79. By 80, there was already a lineup change. They couldn't even play a show in America in 80 because they had no draw. Like the whole, as big as they were, it was super condensed in like over 4 and a half years.
Dude, that's insane. It's like I know everybody talks about the Beatles, what they did in 8 years. I mean, look what Elvis did in just a couple years, and then like fucking 8 years off, and then then obviously his career changed. But yeah, fucking what? Yeah,
like
and
75
just that-
and
75 to
no shortage of
79.
music.
Yeah,
Dude, there's
it's
like
insanity.
The amount of music they created that is actually amazing in that era. It's like unreal. Our favorite records were all created in that 5-year period, basically.
Right.
Well, the first,
Yeah,
the
it's
first
fucking
3
wild.
albums came out and never sold anything until Alive hit.
Right.
This modern day, and even going back into the 90s,
famous Rags
there's
to Riches
no
story,
there's,
baby. It's
there's
Kiss.
no record company that would have let a band put out 3 albums that didn't sell.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah,
Wow,
totally.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
love
guys?
that. I
Did
love
you
it.
guys? Go ahead, DK. What were you saying?
No, I just think it's cool, like, because if you consider that, like, the first 3 records didn't really do much, it's like really the mania really only happened after Alive. It happens even in a smaller period. It's just fucking insane.
Yeah, giving them 74s, early 75 and 79. It's like,
All
that
they
was
just
it.
love to
Like, it's-
complain about how broke they were in that era. They love to talk about how they weren't famous yet, and that was the struggle still.
Well, think about 1974. Kiss's first album comes out, and Aerosmith's first album comes out, and neither one of them sells.
No, Aerosmith came out a little earlier, 73.
73.
73.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of,
that's crazy.
Speaking of, hold on a second. From now, see how many of you guys get this reference. From now on, if anybody asks me something I don't want to talk about, I'm just going to say, let's talk about Rod Stewart.
It's funny because we talked
You
about
know what
that.
that's from?
Yes, we talked about
we
that.
just talked about
that.
Oh my God, is that genius?
Eddie, please expand because you didn't talk about it today on your show. I figured you would.
I will talk about it tomorrow, but you guys talked about it already?
Well, we touched on it.
I mean, Richard Marx, the pop singer-songwriter dude, does a thing like we're doing right now with Paul Stanley, like a few days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're talking about singing and what have you. And then I'm watching it, and then Richard Marx goes, and the other guy that just defies age and is absolutely brilliant still is amazing. And as Richard Marx is saying this, in my mind, because I agree with him, I'm saying Steven Tyler without question. And he says Steven Tyler, and the minute he says Steven Tyler, the awkwardness, it was like somebody blew the worst fart in history of Paul Stanley. He was like, you don't know, he can't process it, and then he just goes, let's talk about Rod Stewart. So now on, that's my go-to line. Like, anybody saying, let's talk about Rod Stewart.
Yeah, the look on his face was gold. He's just like,
I can't believe that hasn't picked up like more people like talking about.
Oh, it will now.
And the build-up,
right?
Look, hey, that's what I had nothing to do with.
I know.
But the build-up of Richard Marx's build-up of praise on Tyler, which I think is deserving, because I agree with him. And then when he drops that to the point that Paul's face is so weird that Richard Marx goes, "Are we going to fight now?" Like, it's unbelievable. I bet you Paul Stanley doesn't talk to Richard Marx anymore because he brought that up.
Oh, wow.
What?
You guys know what that's about?
I don't know.
What's the beat?
No.
I know it's about.
Well, I do to some degree, because because of about I'm assuming. Look, Paul, very sensitive man that holds a lot of.
They did a co-headline tour. They're amicable, I thought. They did that co-headline tour. Fucking they came out on stage. Like, I thought they're cool with each other.
First of all, there's no doubt there's rivalry because they came up at the same time, and there's old shit between Kiss and Aerosmith that goes back to the early 70s when they were both club acts.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's in the books. That they got into such a thing. Their crews got into such a thing that one crew guy pulled a knife on another guy. This goes back like 50 years. But all of that to say, about 8 years ago, Steven Tyler was asked about Kiss, and he said, the exact quote was something like, well, they're just a comic book band. He was kind of dismissive. And if anybody knows anything about Paul, as I've found out firsthand, he is by his own admission, one of the most sensitive people on the planet. And boom, that's it. And now he can't even acknowledge Steven Tyler because of that comment. Now, if something else privately I don't know about, but
he's very
that's what it's about.
He's very protective of Kiss. So I think that's probably
he's very protective. Look, but Paul grew up getting picked on because of his ears, so he's a very sensitive person. You know.
Well, look, let's be honest too. You got Aerosmith, who's a band that gets a lot of critical love, that has a ton of hit singles.
Yeah.
They just got honored on the Grammys, with a frontman that's still in Tyler that can sing and wipe the floor with anyone, in my opinion. So don't think there's not ego and sort of like, posturing involved either. I mean, I'm a huge Kiss fan. I'm a huge Aerosmith fan, but you got to call the facts as they are. And Aerosmith had 2 decades of comebacks and massive hit songs, and, just had Music Cares do a charity event. I was there, and it's still the original guys. And, I'm sure all of that, also is a factor.
Is there jealousy, you think?
Rivalry.
Is there jealousy?
Maybe. I don't know.
Boston versus New York.
But I guarantee you the roots of it. I guarantee you the way he holds stuff and his sensitivity issues, I guarantee you the roots of it are in that comment Tyler made like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's still mad at Eddie for talking about UFO all the time, right?
Me?
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the beef? You
spend
too much time
that's
talking about
the
UFO
issue,
and not enough time talking about Kiss?
Yeah. That's the issue.
Oh my God.
Let's
favorite
talk
live
about Stewart. That's the out every time.
That's a good one.
All right, so we're gonna end this on the cue that we were actually going to talk about during the show. Favorite makeup record, favorite non-makeup record, and top five live records.
It's like, hey, we've been talking about Kiss for 2 hours. Let's now ask the hardest questions ever.
top five Kiss live albums.
So favorite first makeup record.
Makeup record.
Makeup record. Can I go first?
Please.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
Love Gun.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue any of these.
I know, that's the wrong answer.
Unless you say Monster.
No, Love Gun is my first favorite Kiss record.
Shouse?
We're going makeup records first. Rock and Roll Over.
Nice.
Dekay?
Yeah, the songs are the best on Rock and Roll Over, kinda. I don't know. I guess Hotter Than Hell is like the gritty.
You said Rock and Roll Over. You said Rock and Roll Over.
I like the sound of that one too. I like the sound of Rock and Roll Over. So.
Well, Rock and Roll Over is kind of perfect in my mind, but Hotter Than Hell, man. I don't know. I guess that'll be mine.
Which one, DK?
I pick Hotter Than Hell.
I love it, Zach.
Oh man, I always go back and forth between two, Hotter Than Hell and Dress to Kill. I'm gonna go with Dress to Kill tonight. That's just the mood.
Wow. Okay, Eddie.
Hotter Than Hell would be better if it wasn't so weird sounding and super compressed. But and I love Dress to Kill has great songs, but and very crisp sound. But I'm gonna go with Rock and Roll Over. Rock and Roll Over. The reaction record to Destroyer being so produced and just going in and cutting it live and raw and great songs and Mr. Speed and I Want You and Take Me and Love Them, Leave Them, and just killer. Rock and Roll Over.
I'm going. Look, I have to go Hotter Than Hell just because of the production. It's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
And it rules. I'm going fucking Hotter Than Hell. I know.
Amazing nobody said Destroyer, given that's the one most people just go to.
Right. All right. How about non-makeup record? Gerry?
Non-maker for me would be Revenge.
It's mine as well. Revenge.
Yeah. And because I was there when they were making that record, the Incubus, that whole story, like so no,
There's no real
seriously.
drums on Revenge, guys.
You
were in the Incubus.
I was there when
He was the Incubus.
when he was in his gold gym sweatpants outfit.
It's gold.
So you are
But there was something really great about that record, man. And Unholy, I think, is the best modern Kiss song. So yeah, so I would say Revenge.
Shouse?
Revenge for me too. It's Gold's Gym time again. So, yeah.
DK?
Revenge for me too. That's great.
That's awesome. DK?
I mean, hate to be boring. Revenge. It's the ESP guitars and detuning and I don't know. But super honorable mention to Asylum. Hey guys, let's be real. Super honorable mention to Asylum.
Zach?
Oh, for me, Asylum, the drum intro
yeah?
by Eric Carr on King of the Mountain, Who Wants to Be Lonely, Trial by Fire.
Fuck yeah.
There's a couple songs on there like Secretly Cruel.
I
and a couple
love
others that I think could have been on one of the first three.
That whole
Secretly
record.
Cruel.
That whole record's perfect.
Exactly. And that's the thing about Revenge is the whole record is not perfect.
Yeah.
Asylum is.
Asylum, I can put on Asylum and listen to the entire record from beginning to end and love everything in it. Bruce Kulick's guitar playing, I think, is phenomenal. Eric was playing phenomenal. The songwriting's great. I love it from top to bottom.
Eddie?
Well, I'm an Asylum guy, and Izzy, you played a role in this.
Yeah, I did.
I'll tell you what, I never really thought about this question. And then, because I like stuff across all the non-makeup records, and I like most of all of them. But we were on the Monsters cruise a couple of years ago, and Izzy was running the Wave Runner deal or something.
The surf contest.
Yeah, he was doing that, and he had his little setup playing music, and he was cranking Asylum, and I was out there shooting something for the TV show I was doing at the time, and I was just like, so I heard the whole record and I remember going over to you, Izzy, and I'm like, this may be the best makeup record. And you're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, I've never heard it like this. And I'm like, it's not a bad song on here. And then I thought about it. And I'm like, that's also my favorite non-original lineup. Eric Carr, Bruce Kulick.
Yeah.
Is my favorite non-original lineup. So I was just like, and then you hear the sound of the record, you hear the songs, you realize there's not a bad song on it. You know what else is cool about that record? There's a lot of, they just don't do it enough, where Gene and Paul trading off vocals and harmonizing on the same song. There's a lot of that, like Secretly Cruel and all that.
My favorite stuff. Yeah.
So, and Eric Carr was a great singer and his voice is in a lot of that. And so it's Asylum.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And look, Phil, please.
Yes, if I can interject about Asylum and Secretly Cruel in particular. So on YouTube, there's a user named Double Virgo, and he's re-recorded Secretly Cruel like it was on Rock and Roll Over.
Absolutely.
And it sounds fucking fantastic. Piano's in the chorus. He recut. Have you heard it, Zach?
I have not, but I'm going to find it.
Go find it. It sounds like an old Kiss song, but this guy re-recorded it like it's an old Kiss song. All the tones are like Roll Over.
Phil,
did you? Cruel could have been on Dress to Kill or Hotter Than Hell. I really
absolutely, totally.
Phil, did you guys ever try to get Gene to do fucking Any Way You Slice It? Because that song rules.
Yes.
We were in, I remember this very, very well. We were in a van right in Tokyo, riding from the hotel to the venue. We're doing this big thing in Tokyo Arena. And we were naming off all these 80 songs. It was me, Ryan, Jeremy, and Brent Fitz. We were naming all of them. And he would just like, nope. And he'd go, okay, first of all, you guys are insane. And
yeah.
So when we were like going Fist Like a Glove, he goes, everybody in the band hated that song, including me, and I wrote it. And then we said, I'm like, how about no, no, no? His response was, no, no, no.
No, really?
He was. We ended up doing Fist Like a Glove. So we ended up doing that stuff. But every other one that we kind of shouted out at, and he was like, no, I hate it.
Can we spend an hour talking about Lick It Up? Can we do that?
Could. We absolutely, not tonight, but we absolutely could. That'll be another $100 for you, brother. Mine is Asylum. It is Asylum. They always talked about how Kiss wanted to have Eddie Van Halen as their guitar player. To me, that is the record that sounds like if Eddie would have been their guitar player. Listen to fucking I'm Alive, dude. That's all fucking Eddie. Bruce fucking rules on that record.
Listen to Bruce Kulick.
Go ahead.
No, listen to Bruce Kulick. Listen to the end of that guitar solo where it fades back into Paul's vocal coming back into the song.
Dude.
It is flawless.
It's fucking
flawless.
It's alive. Hey, see what I did there? All right. So we're going to close on this. We'll go top 3 Kiss live records. Jerry Finn, you please start.
Well, live records? Of
Yeah,
course.
top
3?
Oh my God! How many hours did I spend?
How is there any other answer besides 1, 2, and 3 right in that row?
Eddie. Okay, well, let's go top 5. Okay, we'll go top 5. Fuck it, top 5. We'll go top 5, Ed. We'll take you, steal your gimmick. Top 5.
Okay,
top 5 Kiss live records.
When I was 14
There's like 7 of them.
Oh, shut up, Izzy, for God's sake.
There's 3. First off, there's 3, and then Unplugged.
Oh,
So
no. We got.
Don't forget the symphony record.
Oh,
my
bad. Live in Australia.
There's
Live in
Unplugged.
Australia.
There's a live
Millennium
4.
Millennium.
There's the Millennium Concert,
What is that, a
which
live 5?
That's a live 4. Then you've got Live in Vegas.
Oh, that's a lot, man.
All right, so let's go to 3. Well, top 3. Anybody
Your favorite
says
live
fucking,
Kiss DVD.
Anybody says Live in Vegas, they're kicked out of the fucking chat.
You're fired.
It's easy. 1, 2, 3.
I disagree.
Yeah. 1, 2,
I
and 3.
disagree.
I disagree.
Alive. I go Alive, Unplugged, Alive 2.
I disagree.
1, 2, and 3.
I think Alive, Kiss 2, for sure. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
mine's 1, 2, and 3. Alive 3 was like that was my first Kiss show, pretty much. So
mine was
that was special.
Revenge?
Yeah, my first Kiss show was Revenge.
Whoa! How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, I was later than the other guys. I got into like in early high school.
I'm feeling really old.
See, I didn't think of putting Unplugged into the mix, so that does change it up a little, possibly.
Yeah, it does.
It changes it up a lot. That could,
so I can go 1, 2 Unplugged.
Yep.
I know there's a lot of charm about 3. Like, I really like that it's literally the heaviest interpretation of Deuce I've ever heard in my life. Like,
absolutely.
Why we have like triplets on the kicks into those accents and shit. It's so ridiculous.
Dude, Alive 3 is fucking amazing.
It's the most like modern interpretations of the song.
Take it off.
The metalhead I love. But like, I don't know, man. From the opening chords of Coming Home, that motherfucking Unplugged record gets me every time.
I know, but God, my God, the opening, dude, Creatures of the fucking Night on Alive 3.
Here's one I can give you about Unplugged. Of the 4 records we're talking about, it's the only one that's actually really live.
Yes, there you have it.
Exactly.
That's true. I tell you what, though. I tell you what, though. If Animalized Live Uncensored ever would have been released as a record,
yeah,
I would probably put that in my top 3, even though we were playing 90 miles a fucking hour.
You were at the Unplugged taping. You were.
I was. Yeah.
How many takes of each song did they do?
There was hardly any redos. It was pretty much straight through. I mean, there may have been like 1 or 2. Yeah, there may have been like 1 or 2 stop downs, but it wasn't like multiple takes. There was a lot of stuff that was one take. It really wasn't. It was really a complete concert.
When I was like really like 15 or 16, Eric Singer was playing in Alice Cooper and doing a clinic tour before the show every night. He played a local music shop, so I went to one of those and brought a cool Revenge poster, and I got him to sign it. and I asked him about Unplugged specifically, and he told me that he told me it's pretty difficult, and that especially with the Ace and Peter stuff, he said there was numerous takes of things, and that it didn't sound good, and they'd stop and restart. Like, he said it was a bit of a pain in the ass to record. That's the vibe he gave me, at least.
I mean, I remember they probably, I know that there was some, a lot of rehearsal they had to do in the studio, but when they actually got out there and did it, I mean, they may have done stuff like twice at the most, but it really wasn't, I don't remember it being like that. But like a lot of things with Kiss, when it involved Ace and Peter, there was also drama leading into it about contracts and money. Yeah, that's the part that everyone leaves out, is just like, this is all big business. So it's like, okay, what are you going to do with this? Oh, it's going to become a DVD. Oh, it's going to become a live record. Okay, what's the splits? Okay, everybody have their own managers. Well, the reason it's going to sell X is because we're part of it. What's our back end? So there's always drama with that, leading right up to. I remember Kiss was doing something. Kiss did a private gig in New York for Lane Bryant, the women's lingerie thing, and
the big girl store.
Yeah, and
the big girl store.
They were doing, and the band at that time was Eric Singer was in as Peter, and they didn't. Tommy was like literally in the wings when in the bullpen in case Ace didn't show.
Yeah.
And they tried to make a deal. I mean, I just know this because I was so close with Ace. He would ask me for my thought on stuff. So Ace calls me up and he says, he was living in the city at the time in New York. And I knew Kiss was doing this Lane Bryant thing. It was at Roseland Ballroom. And he said to me, I was going to go to the show. And he calls me up and he goes, like the day before, he goes, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? You want to go do something? And I'm like, well, you guys are doing the Lane Bryant thing. He goes, no, I'm not going to do it. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, they're either going to play it as a 3-piece or without me. I'm not going to do it. I said, why? He goes, because it's a big corporate payday. He said, and they don't want to give me the cut I want. He goes, I don't like the
really?
terms.
No shit, Eddie.
So he came on my radio show because he wanted to tell people why he wasn't doing it.
No way.
Like, oh yeah, this is all documented. I have it.
Wow.
He went on, and then the day of the event, he calls me up in early afternoon, and he goes, hey, you still coming to Roseland tonight? I'm like, I thought you weren't doing it.
Yeah.
He goes, they came around, and he goes, whatever money it was, he goes, it's 3 songs. We're not even playing live. He goes, what the hell? I'll go up there, stand in there, make whatever it was, and then we'll go get something to eat. And I was like, all right. So I went to it. And it was like a live vocal, but everything else was canned. Because there was like women walking the runway in the outfits while they were playing. It was really bizarre. Wow. And then afterwards, Paul Stanley came up to me. I'll never forget it. I'm standing with Snake from Skid Row because he was there. Yeah. And we're standing at the back door, and Paul Stanley comes right up to me, and he goes, so I guess it was on my website. Ace didn't come on the air. He told me to put it on my website. He goes, so I guess EddieTrunk.com had it wrong tonight, huh? Because Ace played it, right? And I looked at him, I go, dude, please. I said, you and I both know until a few hours ago, you didn't have a deal with him and he wasn't going to do it. I don't just make shit up. I said, and then he came to terms and he went and did it. I'm like, come on. But that's, so there's a lot of that, like 11th hour in limbo stuff. No, sure. It's business. It's business. That's why when they talk about now, like, well, they're all welcome to show up. Are they supposed to knock on the back door with their guitars and be like, can we come in and play? You know, a deal has to be made. You have to be invited.
Absolutely. All right, here's a question. You guys want to keep going?
No.
Let's talk about Rod Stewart.
Let's talk about Rod Stewart.
All right.
No, only because I got to get my other work done. I could talk all night. You know that.
Yeah, of course. Well, and we'll do that on Thursday night. Eddie, what time are you gonna be
you have
free
to do
on
this
Thursday?
Again, Eddie? Oh my God!
I thought this took up my obligation, Izzy.
Yeah, no. This isn't counting as your return This isn't counting as the king returns.
Oh my God! All right. So what time Thursday you want to do it?
6 p.m. 9 your time. If you have your you gonna have your shit done by then, or do you?
Yeah,
want
I'll be all right.
All right, beautiful. So 6 p.m. All right. So hold on. Let me hit my Kiss Black Diamond outro music.
A droning.
Seeing all you guys.
Good to see you,
Yeah.
Eddie Trump,
Great
ladies
Later.
and gentlemen.
Good to see you, buddy.
Gerry Finn from the Killer Dwarfs. We got fucking Daniel Dekay from Banger Films, Exciter and Diamonds. Phil Shouse from the Ace Frehley Band, from the Gene Simmons Band, and of course from Accept and listener Zach Ledoux, who bribed me $100 to be on
Thank
the
you,
show. And ladies
Zach,
and
add
gentlemen,
me
don't
on
you know
Venmo.
that bribery gets you
Venmo,
everywhere.
Zach.
If you guys
I
want
hear
to
you,
donate
brother.
to the show, Izzy Presley at yahoo.com is your PayPal. At Real Izzy Presley is the Venmo, and the $ Cash App is $ Izzy Presley. Just fucking hit that shit and support the show. And thank you guys very much. We're going to say goodbye
Thank you.
off the air. Hold on. We're going to say goodbye off the air. Thank you, everybody, for fucking chiming in. Gerry Finn, Killer Dwarfs. I mean, Jesus Christ. You kidding me? Fucking dwarfs, Take off,
Yeah,
Sorry.
You play on the best record though. It sucks.
All
Yeah,
right.
you
We'll
gotta
be
be good
back-
at something.
We'll be back on Thursday night with a one-on-one with the great Eddie Trunk.
Talking
I
about
got,
nothing but Rod Stewart.
I got
Yeah,
a lot
Rod
of shit to
Stewart.
ask Eddie
Oh,
about.
yeah?
It's
My
all
name is
Rod
Izzy
Stewart.
Presley. Please follow us on the Spreaker app. Please follow me on iTunes and everything else. And don't forget, when lacking talent, I make up for in cock.
So gross, dude.
All right.